This is the Morning Swim Show for Wednesday, October 27th, 2010. I'm your host, Peter Bush, in the Finis Monitor today. One of the best breaststrokers in the world right now. Also one of our favorite guests here on the show. Cameron Vanderburg joins us right now in the Finis Monitor from Pretoria, South Africa. Cameron, welcome back to the show. How you doing?
I'm very well, and yourself?
I'm doing well, thank you. Hey, I'm looking at this photo from Commonwealth Games. What is that written on your hands? Kanako, what is that?
Kanako. Kanako means it's our time, and that was the World Cup's logo in South Africa. So it sort of was a message to send back to South Africa that it's our time. Swimming after having such a bad performance in the 2008 Olympics, that swimming is sort of on its way back, and we have such a young group of athletes that are coming into show now and that are part of the team, and probably the average age of the whole team is now about 21 years old, and it's sort of like that young blood, and just to show, like I said, that the South African public that swimming is coming back on the map, and we're doing really well, and we're very proud of our country, and just also to show that sport unifies people, and there was such an amazing vibe after the World Cup that was in South Africa, because it was no matter what race there was, everybody was unified by sport, and it was such an amazing experience. And just to know that, people can live like that, and it was really amazing, because it was all, every single front page newspaper in the whole of South Africa was that picture, and it was so unbelievable, the feedback that I got back from everybody, just to say thank you, and that they really felt that vibe, that South African, the World Cup vibe coming back.
Well, you certainly held up your end of the bargain. You won the 50 and the 100. What did you make of your competitors from other countries this year? First year, without the high-tech suits.
It was interesting. I think some people did well, some people did bad. Maybe some people need more time to adjust to the without swimming, without the suits, if I can say. I was very happy with my performance, and for us not being able to race against the rest of the world, it makes a difference for us, because a lot of us, I like to see myself as a racer, and I really focus on the placing compared to the time. So it was a little bit funny as well, not being able to see like Alex Del Owen and Kirajima and everybody racing and at the same venue, which was funny, because my international swimming career has only really started from 2007, which was in Worlds, then Olympics, and then Worlds again. So it was a really funny vibe not having the rest of the world there. But it was a great experience, and I think a lot of the competitors, I was lucky to have Brenton Rickard there, being the world champion from 2009. It was, at least for me, still a pretty good field to be able to race against, and I think that's also pushed us to do some good times.
All right, your 50 and 100 are obviously world class. But last time you were on the show, you told us you were trying to develop a really great 200 as well. Is that still the plan?
No, it's not. It's it's something that I gave a bit of a try, and we have a saying that a leopard can't change his spots, and I'm a pure sprint based swimmer, and that's how I will always be, and that's my speciality. And I wasn't happy. I swam at our nationals in April, and just the way that I raced, it didn't make me happy, and I'm somebody that absolutely loves racing, and when you take that joy out of the swimming, there's nothing left, and why do you want to go to train when you're not actually enjoying the sport anymore? So I sort of had to find that passion again, and had to look back what I was doing before that I enjoyed it so much, and that was sprinting, and sprinting brings joy to me, and when I'm doing the 200 meters, I'm not having fun. So I decided to move away from that.
Cameron, you are by no means the only sprinter in the world that has uttered those words. So you're in company there for sure. All right, well, listen,
Yeah,
it sounds like you're getting ready to wear out the passport a little bit more. You're going to go to the World Cup Germany stop?
No, actually, I just cancelled. I've got a bit of like chronic fatigue. I went to go see the doctors, and they booked me off. Unfortunately, I got belly belly when I was in India, and yeah, I kind of got rid of it, but not really. And then afterwards, I went to Beijing and we raced straight away, and then to Singapore straight away. And I was supposed to go to Tokyo, but I cancelled that trip because I just couldn't get up and race anymore. And the fatigue was really setting in. And I came back to South Africa, and we've been trying to relax and trying to sort of get back on the path for Europe, but I just couldn't find it. So it's a late minute decision, but just it's sort of, I think, better for me to relax a little bit and get over it, 100% recover, so that we can at least do about 4 weeks of preparation for Dubai for the World Championships.
Speaking of Dubai, what did you think of hearing about Fran Crippen's death there?
Yeah, it's a big surprise. I was really surprised. I mean, it's the first death in swimming, and it's quite a shame. It's something that's really sad, and sort of I never thought that I would ever see the day that a swimmer would die. Competing. And I've read quite a few reports about the water was being too warm, and I think organisers should perhaps look into that, because even myself, when the water's too warm, I can't train, and I can really feel my heart rate spiking dramatically. And as far as I've read, they say the water was about 30 degrees, and I can't train in anything over 28. So I think they should perhaps do an investigation to that and take it a little bit more seriously. It is, especially open water, it's a lot more strenuous, I think, on the athletes, and it's a pity that had to happen. But I think if we can learn from the mistakes that happened there, and I think it was a good idea that they called I think there was another race that was supposed to go on this weekend there, and I think they cancelled it. If my memory serves me wrong. I didn't know Fran as a person. I was unfortunate in that sense. But everything that I've read from all the swimming friends that I have, and on Facebook and Twitter, it seems like he was a really great guy, and it's quite a tragedy, I think, for the world swimming.
Yeah, you would have liked him. He was a really laid back, funny guy. A lot like you. He was a real nice guy. I think you would have liked him.
Cool. Would have got along well then.
When's the next time we'll see you competing then?
For me, it will be in Dubai for the World Championships in December. It's not too far away for me. Being from South Africa, it's about a 7-hour flight, and yeah, just sort of gotta try and retain my sprint titles. I think I've done well over the last 2 years. Setting the world records for the short course, and it will definitely be great to go to race the rest of the world in that field, and sort of try and protect my world records and titles.
Are you getting antsy for 2012?
Yeah, a little bit. I was laughing. I was actually chatting to Rake. He's a bit of my mentor at the moment, and we had a long discussion, and just saying that it's about 18 months heading into Olympics now, and I think the real hard training needs to start now, because I've sort of been one of those guys that I jumpo every now and then, and I should be really doing hard work sometimes. I'm a bit of a baby, and also, with the small things like the World Cups, I think the World Cups is a great way to make money, but in the bigger picture, it's not as prestige, and you could be doing a lot better training instead of those. So we're sort of gonna really sit down now, and I think for the next 2 or 18 months, I'm really gonna start focusing on the Olympics and change my whole outlook. I think, especially after Commonwealth doing so well, and just really focus for the Olympics now, because I think I can do a lot better. I know in my heart that I can do a lot better, and sort of just, I think, time to put it to the test. And Olympics only around once every 4 years, so you sort of got to give it your best shot.
Will South Africa have a medley relay that can compete for a medal?
I think so. I was very, very proud of our medley relay 9 at the Commonwealth Games. Again, the average age was about 21 years old, and it was really amazing, because beforehand we sort of, medley relay come along, and people, it was like a schlep for people, like, oh, that we don't really want to swim it. And it was the first time when people were shouting, I want to swim, I want to swim, I want to swim. And there was swim off done, and we did really well. Our backstroker was unfortunate. He broke his arm about at the Mare Nostrums, and he was only swimming backstroke for 2 weeks. And so, he pulled off okay. I think it was a 55.8, and then we were 59.6, and then our fly swimmer Chad, the class, coming along really, really well. He was a 53, but he's not a sprinter. And then Gideon was pretty good with 47. So it's not competitive at this stage, but the potential that we have, in my eyes, far outdo our 4x100 freestyle relay or our 4x200, because I think the guys and the potential that the guys have in the freestyle, they are already at their max. And for instance, our backstroker and Chad, and even Gideon for that matter, and even myself, I think we still have quite a lot to grow over the next 2 years. And and to sort of put in a good performance, it will sort of be one of those, when we won in 2004, it was sort of that unexpected, and everything was just on their day, everything went well. And if we have everything going well on our day, I'm not saying that we can win the gold medal, but I think we can definitely have a medal shot.
We've seen almost all the other elite level African swimmers, especially South African swimmers, at some point in their careers train overseas. Will you ever leave Africa?
I don't think so, to be honest. Africa is, it's a special place for me, and it's sort of, I think I was the pioneer in South African swimming to sort of prove to everybody that, listen, you don't have to go overseas or, to perform. And I'm not saying by any all means that going to the States or whatever is not good. All the time it depends on the person's situation and what they are looking to get out of swimming. And for me, I saw that I could do it in South Africa, and again, I proved, again that you can train here and you can do well. And for instance, now Chad Leclass, in getting 2 individual golds at the Commonwealth, only 18 years old, is another example that being home based is not bad. And all of our young swimmers, for that fact, are all actually home based. So like I said, I don't see the urge to travel overseas, and South Africa is my home, and I'm very happy here. And when I'm happy, I do the best training. I did stints when I went to Japan, and I trained there for about a month at a time. Like the end of last year, and I went once or twice this year. And I wasn't happy in the end. I just really wanted to get home, and when that feeling came in, I couldn't train because that's all I could think about was getting back.
Cameron, good to catch up with you.
Thanks a lot for having me.
All right, that's Cameron Vandenberg joining us in the Finis Monitor from South Africa. And that is it for today's show. I'm Peter Bush, reminding you to keep your head down at the finish.